and take the seat belt, move it back down. Be careful with these seat belts because the cones of the drivers are aluminum, and if they ding back on there, it'll dent the woofer. It won't affect the performance, but you'll have a ding in your brand new woofer, which would not be so great. So now we've got all of our wiring ready for the amplifier. We've got our output to the subwoofer, got our power wire from the battery, which again needn't be connected to the battery at this point. We have our remote turn on, which tells the amplifier to turn on. We have our audio inputs, which is the music coming from the stereo going into the amplifier and out to the subwoofer. And we have our ground. Now, here's essentially what we're going to do. Just kind of show you a dry run here of what we're going to be doing with the amplifier. Your first thing, you're going to go, oh, you know, it doesn't fit. Well, you kind of have to finagle it up in there, and it can be, as you see, what we're going to end up doing ultimately is we're going to be velcroing it onto this back wall. So that's essentially the goal here, is to get the amplifier in there. Now some guys will just kind of leave it in here and not attach it. I've found in the past. I would not recommend that. Go ahead and mount it. That's why we sent you the Velcro. The amplifier comes with a little feet on it, which in some cases we may or may not have removed it. If your amplifier still has the feet on it, it's just got a couple of little screws. It has one screw on the bottom and one screw on the side for each foot. Just remove those feet because the feet will not fit. Allow the amplifier to fit into the cabin. So let's go ahead and attach everything. Remember, the large red wire is our, actually, you know what, I've got these little guys a little bit backwards here. I don't want to confuse anyone. So let's see here. So we've got our power and ground wires here. Take our screwdriver. I don't recommend using a drill on the amplifier just because it's sometimes hard to control the torque. So try to use your screwdriver for attaching the terminals of the amplifier to the wiring. So we'll take the red wire. It goes to the battery lead. Kind of get it preliminarily snugged down there. Take the ground. The black wire, which is going to go to ground, or the G and D terminal in this case. Get them nice and snug. We don't want these little guys coming loose, especially the power. Sparks in the trunk are not cool. We'll take our remote turn on, just strip back a little bit of it as you just kind of fold it in half like that. Just get a little bit more surface area. Put it up under there, into the remote terminal. Nice and snug. Take our wire from the subwoofer, strip back half an inch or so. I always overkill it. Make sure you get your positives and negatives correctly. The positive is labeled with little pluses. The negatives is just not labeled. We have speaker wires connected now. Now, before we actually put the amplifier in and mount it, we're going to have to do some tuning because you can't tune the amplifier once you've got it mounted in there. So, what we're going to do, let's go ahead and plug in the RCAs into the inputs. So now is the time where we kind of want to go ahead and place the amplifier to the side. We're going to go back into the trunk. We're going to put our fuse into the amplifier, into the power wire, and go ahead and start tuning the system. Because once we get the amplifier tuned, we can mount it and we don't ever have to worry about it again. So before we head back to the trunk, to make sure all of our wiring is clean and out of harm's way, so we'll take the power wire and tuck it up under here out of the way, and take a couple of the wire ties we included for you and attach it down in a couple points just to clean everything up. As for your wiring over here, again, just take some wire ties, a 1 or 2 wire ties, clamp everything down, tighten it up just to make it look pretty. And now we'll go back to the trunk, we'll do the fuse installation, and go ahead and start the tune.